Good morning. Thank you for coming. I always love to see my friends. Anyway, today we're going to talk about Chi Chi the Panda. I think we all love pandas. I hope. I mean, I love all animals, as you can probably guess, but Chi Chi's cool. And we'll get into a lot about Chi Chi, other than being a goodwill ambassador for the whole world. That's one thing that I know before I even started here. All right. Chi Chi was a giant panda who became one of the most famous animals in the Western world during the mid 20th century. Chi Chi was born in the wild in Sichuan Province, China, around 1954. She was captured in the wild and brought to Beijing Zoo, where she was initially displayed. Now, journey to the West and trade with Russia. In 1957, the Chinese government planned to send Chi Chi to Moscow Zoo as a goodwill gesture. You know, okay, we love our animals, but I don't know if we would want to send animals to Russia. I mean, nothing personal for any Russians that are watching this, but you know, there's things that we have to realize that who can take the best care of animals, and I feel United States is pretty good. Okay. Anyway, however, due to disagreements, the plan fell through. Okay, great. You didn't go. You didn't go. Okay, now to Europe. Instead, Chi Chi was sold to a Western animal dealer and eventually ended up in the London Zoo in 1958. Chi Chi's arrival at the London Zoo made headlines and drew massive crowds, as she was the first giant panda many people had ever seen. I mean, you know, not very many of them, I hate to say. They don't do well breeding, from what I understand, in captivity. Anyway, she quickly became a beloved attraction, symbolizing the exotic and the endangered. Chi Chi's presence at the zoo played a crucial role in raising awareness about the conservation of giant pandas and the importance of protecting endangered species. Yeah, I talk about that almost every day. Okay, related to diplomatic and Cold War. During the Cold War, boy, I wish we had a Cold War down here in South Florida, because it would be cool, right? Or cold. I'm in a building that's made for YouTube presentations. I got good lighting, sound, and thank God, air conditioning. I couldn't do this channel. It would be like, well, guys, I have to stop doing the work from May through the end of September. I don't know how well the channel would go with such an absence. Anyway, during the Cold War, Chi Chi became an unexpected symbol of diplomacy. She was often referenced in discussions about international relations and cultural exchange. Okay, now influence on WWF. Chi Chi's image was used as a logo for the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, when it was founded in 1961. Her likeness continues to be associated with the organization, symbolizing global efforts to conserve wildlife. You know, it's like this kind of gets into almost 2 and 2 is 4. All right, we want to conserve and make sure we can keep our animals alive, fed, comfortable. I can go on and on and on. Well, remember, if they're having climate issues that they didn't basically do or cause, if we help them be comfortable, it will help us be comfortable. And in my trend here, not getting political, there's no reason. We don't speak the same language yet in the fact of one country versus another. But I'm not sure still what we gain by wars and so on and so forth. Even wars will hurt animals indirectly, in some cases directly. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, with breeding efforts, despite attempts to mate her with An, a male panda from the Moscow Zoo. Okay, she's not she's not Russian, so maybe. Anyway, the breeding efforts were unsuccessful, and that's what I said earlier. That unfortunately, the reason we have so few pandas, and they only technically live in China, or so on and so forth. So it's not where we have a whole bunch over here and they have a whole bunch over there. No, unfortunately, it's just what we have here. We generally are lent by the Chinese, and obviously it gets into diplomatic efforts. And when the U.S. has problems with China, China has problems with the U.S., all of a sudden Chi Chi or any of the pandas would have to leave. Okay, Chi Chi spent her final years at the London Zoo continuing to attract visitors and raise awareness about wildlife conservation until her death on July 22nd, 1972. After her death, Chi Chi was preserved and mounted, and her exhibit remains a part of the Natural History Museum in London. And again, if I go over to London, I'll go see Chi Chi. All right, Chi Chi's journey from the wilds of China to becoming a beloved symbol of conservation in the West is a testament to the enduring impact one animal, just one, can have on global awareness and efforts to protect them and protecting endangered species. Anyway, I hope you will love Chi Chi as much as I do. Besides doing this live, which is live, it doesn't get edited. Minimally you can edit it. I also do right after this I guess what you might call a short, so that for those who are time pressured, they can get the basic gist of our wonderful Chi Chi. So, thank you for being here. And I really, really appreciate all your support. I'm getting up there, slow but sure. I'll never give up. And thank you again. And, have a great Sunday. And be well. And thank you very much again.